Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And we are in Evergreen Harbor, actually building on the Shipping Views lot. I believe that's the name of the lot, and we're actually making a container home, which I think the last time I made a container home, it was a tiny home on one of the other lots in one of the other neighborhoods. It's kind of like the starter neighborhood, I guess. I actually don't know if that house is a starter house. Anyway, that was the last time I built a container home, which feels like forever ago. Before that, it literally was, I think, when this pack came out, Eco Lifestyle, which at the time of me recording this was, I think it was just over a year ago, I want to say. I saw something floating around on the Twitter machine saying that Eco Lifestyle came out about a year ago at this point. So I haven't been here making container homes in a very long time, it feels like. And I was really excited for this one because I thought the shape was... I can't really say it's unique just because if you're thinking of metal shipping containers, they are rectangles. They're probably not going to deviate from that shape, but I just like the actual shape that I was able to piece together, thinking that the Sims that live here combined like 2 or 3 different containers in a really cool way. And I wanted it to almost look like a farmhouse. So you can see that these beams are from, I want to say Outdoor Retreat, and my thought was that these Sims ordered the shipping containers and then they literally built everything themselves. That's why it almost kind of looks a little bit do-it-yourself. So like there's a little, I guess it's kind of like an open shed. I was thinking of it almost as a greenhouse, but it's more so just like an open shed where they do a little bit of gardening and they can kind of hang out with at least a roof over their heads. But I feel like they just built up everything themselves, from either like going to scrap yards and getting materials or sourcing them themselves in other ways. And one of the ways that I wanted to kind of exemplify that was doing what I'm doing right here with these debug pieces of wood. I wanted it to look as though they created their own gardening beds with just lumber that they either found or purchased themselves. Usually I use a particular low-lying fence to do like sandboxes and things, but I didn't think it was really going to fit what I was going for on this lot. So let me know what you guys think. It's not like these pieces of wood are going to be doing anything. They really just outlined where I wanted there to be actual gardening plots with grass, but your Sims will just walk right over them. So it's not going to impact your Sims or like gameplay in any way, shape, or form. In fact, they completely ignore them. And I also used it to kind of outline some of the gardening beds here too, with just some landscaping and plants. So definitely let me know what you guys think. I just thought it really fit the theme because I wasn't trying to make this entire lot grass either. I wanted it to really blend into this world as it is right now, because I think in the save file that I was building this in, I think it's just a neutral eco footprint. I think that's how it starts off when you play anyway, from what I remember when I started playing with the Eco Lifestyle pack. I think it starts off as neutral, and then you have the ability to sway it either towards the industrial side or the green eco footprint side. And I will say too that they have some solar panels and they do have the wind turbines, but other than that, the materials that their house are made of would actually lend itself to the industrial footprint compared to the green footprint. So I don't know, it kind of gives you a little bit of flexibility to determine how you'd want to play with maybe a family in this home and the changes that you would make to either sway it one way or another. But you can see here I'm using those same debug pieces of wood to really just outline where I wanted there to be some greenery and some plants. I put like a few little gardening plots, I guess you could call them, in front of this open shed greenhouse thing. We're just going to call it a greenhouse because I don't know what else to call it. It's really just an erected structure that offers a little bit of coverage. That's pretty much it. But I also added a few trees here. I used these trees, I think they're from Outdoor Retreat as well. I can't recall. If you guys like paused the video, you could probably see which pack they came from, but they actually blend in really nicely with a lot of the trees that are default to the world of Evergreen Harbor when it has this neutral eco footprint. Especially in this area, they almost look a little bit more, they're a little less green, a little bit less vibrant and alive. They're kind of dull, I guess. I don't know if that's fair to say. And then I just put a few different like patches of grass and things because, like I said, I didn't think that this lot was completely green at this point. I think that eventually, if I were to play with this family and on this lot, they would make changes to their home and their lot to really make it green. And that would also change, the natural vegetation in this part of the world, like in this neighborhood. But I am finishing up the landscaping, if you can even call it that, and now kind of fleshing out the path here. And I was trying to figure out if I wanted to originally enclose the whole property, but I did leave it open. And then we head on to the interior, which is always a challenge for me, and I think this is why I don't build a lot of container homes, is because they're just rectangles and the floor plans end up just being very linear, if that makes sense. So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, but the bedroom that's upstairs on the second story, because I was thinking that was just one shipping container, has a bathroom and it's just like a guest bedroom. I wasn't thinking that the couple that lives here has any children yet. I'm not sure if that is in the plans for them. Maybe they really just want to have their own property and not have a family. I have no idea. I didn't really go too deep into them, but I did just make it a guest bedroom. So just know that if you're looking to make this a family home, or if you want like an office or something else that kind of caters towards a specific hobby for your Sims, the room upstairs could be turned into something else instead of leaving it as a bedroom. And there is only a ladder in this build too. I didn't really want to sacrifice the room with adding a staircase. So I used the ladder because I just think that that kind of lends itself more so towards container homes anyway. Now, I did struggle a little bit with the interior. I knew that I wanted kind of a darker color scheme, and I wanted it to kind of be a little bit more modern than industrial, if that makes sense. So I did use a lot of the assets that we got with Eco Lifestyle, such as these couches, but I wasn't quite sure what I wanted the flooring to look like or the wallpaper. So you can see me just trying out different looks in the living room, and I didn't include wallpaper for some time. It might even be the next time we have a transition in this video, but I think I did it off camera because I genuinely couldn't figure out what I wanted it to look like. And I was trying not to use the same wallpaper that I would use all the time with a darker color scheme, but I think I did. I think I ended up using a wallpaper from Parenthood. Yep, I totally did. That's either Parenthood or it's Base Game. I can't remember which one, but I ended up really liking the interior, and I thought that the white walls really did contrast the darker elements of the furniture and everything really nicely. So I was happy with how it came out, and I used this console table behind the couch just to add a little bit more clutter here because it was a little bit of an open space behind that couch, and it wasn't enough to put a dining table in my opinion because I wanted there to be a full dining table, not just like a 2 or 3 seater. So I end up basically making the living room. You walk through the archway, that's the dining room. You go through the archway again and you're in the kitchen. And then it kind of curves around to the full bathroom that's downstairs, as well as the master bedroom, which I thought was kind of nice. It was a nice way to be able to divvy up the space, considering it's such a linear floor plan. And it kept everything that needed to be private a little bit more private. Like, I didn't want the bedroom to be in the middle of anything, you know what I mean? And I also decorated these little ledges on the windows that came from Eco Lifestyle. I really love those windows, mainly for that, because you can kind of decorate them using, you know, the BP Move Objects cheat, as well as holding down Alt and kind of dragging things. They will eventually kind of fall from that ledge if you're trying to place them. It's a little bit difficult. I hope that makes sense. But here is the dining room, which I absolutely love. It is modern yet really cozy in my opinion. I loved using these chairs from Seasons with the table from Get Famous, and I really liked being able to use that kind of centerpiece there as well, those flowers. I think they're also from Seasons, and a lot of the swatches are really, really bright and really neon, but that one is cozy and dark enough with a pop of color that I felt comfortable with it. And then we end up working on the kitchen. And as a reminder, this is one of my pre-recorded videos, so this does not include the Dream Home Decorator pack at all. So if you're wondering like why I maybe didn't use anything from that pack, because I think it would have fit really nicely in this build, that is why. It's because I did not have it at the time. And also at this point, we will have seen the new trailer for the upcoming expansion. So at the time of me recording, we still don't know what it is. Like, that's how far in advance this was recorded. So I can tell you right now, I'm very excited to learn more about this expansion. I am thinking like Lord of the Rings, Hobbiton, like the Shire. That's me. It's also my special interest right now. Like, I really, really am into Lord of the Rings. Like, I think I've mentioned it in a few voiceovers recently. I can't recall. Everything's being like recorded out of order, and I don't know my head like from a hole in the ground. I know that's not the saying, but I don't want to swear in a voiceover. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really into Lord of the Rings, and this like English countryside vibe that we're going for here, I'm very, very excited for. And that's pretty much all we know. Like, we literally know nothing else. So I'm very excited for the upcoming expansion, and I've really been enjoying Dream Home Decorator, if you guys are wondering. But we are just cluttering up these windowsills here with more kitchen clutter. I thought that was a great opportunity to keep a lot of the counter space completely open for your Sims to use. And I don't know, it's a decently sized kitchen too. It kind of surprised me. I didn't think it was going to be this spacious, which is why I kind of put that faux bar or breakfast table in the center. So that is a console table, and technically, since those stools are at an angle, I don't think your Sims will be able to sit at them, but if you did want to shuffle them around, you could probably make them useful. They just won't be able to like eat on that surface, if that makes any sense. I'm putting up a few different decorations here as well, and then I just put up a mirror here in this little teeny tiny hallway, as well as a console table with another lamp, because that's just one of my favorite things to do. And then this is going to be the master bedroom, which I thought was really cozy, and I thought it was so nice because they have this big sliding door that leads out to this private little patio. I mean, in real life, you probably wouldn't want that big of a glass sliding door taking up like an entire wall of your bedroom, because that does leave you open for just everyone to look in. You probably want to put curtains there, but I didn't put any curtains on it because it's just The Sims. And that patio, technically the only way for your Sims to access it is through this bedroom. But in reality, if this were real life, you could probably clamber on up onto that patio from outside as well. But I didn't add any stairs, so it is like a private little patio just off the master bedroom, which I thought was kind of nice. I don't do that very often in builds. Like, there aren't these like private balconies or anything. There might be like a patio or a little deck or something off the back of a house, but it was nice to add a little bit of a private space for the Sims that lived in this home. And I also added this really modern wardrobe that we got with the base game update, I believe for the 21st anniversary. And then there's a console table, and they actually have a TV in their bedroom, which is something I don't often do either. And I don't know if I mentioned this in a voiceover, but I always fought my husband on getting a TV in our bedroom. I was like, I don't want it. The bedroom is for sleeping. Like, I only watch TV in the living room. I don't want to just be laying in bed watching TV and like not moving ever. And recently we were like, we hate our couch. I think we hate our couch, and we really don't want to buy new furniture right now because we're in the midst of like the house hunting process. So if we move, we don't want to have like brand new furniture that we're moving, just all that stuff that kind of ties into it. But what we decided to do is finally get a TV for the bedroom, and honestly, it was a great idea because we watched the new Conjuring movie the other night in bed, which was nice because then I could immediately hide under the covers. I have no shame. Those movies scare me. I have like this really morbid curiosity with stuff like that, but it scares the poop out of me. Anyway, we're upstairs. We're upstairs in the guest bedroom. You can see I was toying around with the idea of making it a kid's room, but I thought that was really nice as a kid's room, and I just didn't really like the idea at the time. So I figured, you know what, I don't make guest bedrooms that often. Why don't I just make it a guest bedroom with a double bed and a wardrobe and pretty much minimal decorations, just to make it kind of cozy and welcoming. Maybe their parents live in a different world and their parents come over to stay, or you could kind of make it like an in-law suite in a way. So if you had a couple of Sims and their parents ended up living with them, that could kind of work. I don't know, it's a thought. But here I am pulling out some stuff from the debug menu to plant in the garden, which I do plant prior to taking screenshots, I think, to an extent. And of course, when you actually upload this from the gallery, I think all of them should be in bloom, but you can always cheat that as well. But we're actually nearing the end of the build, so I hope you guys did enjoy this one. I can't wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!
I don't think that I'm being that selfish right now. You said yourself you'd be breaking every vow. I can understand you're tired of this town, and I'm not saying that we have to settle down now. Just remember this. We could have been stardust, same world but without us. Something made us find each other out there. Made us realize we're more than just stardust. Ignore this fact if you must, to do what your dreams are telling you to do. And I'll be out there looking for someone like you. Stardust, stardust. I'm the lazy one, so I guess I should have known. You said yourself you wanna do this alone. But if your dreams are making it hard to think straight,